Hello and welcome to Physics 12. So we're still looking at electronic components. So the next one that we're going to look at is the capacitor, which is also referred to as a condenser. So most of the time we've seen that in electronic circuits we have a lot of components. So I told you to say that you need to identify all the components and you need to know their functions. So today we're just going to focus on the capacitor. What is a capacitor? What is the function of a capacitor? When you see it on the circuit board, what does it do? So it's very much important to understand the operation of a capacitor. Okay, so we can simply define a capacitor to say this is a component, just a component, electronic of course, that stores electricity. So just a component that stores what? Electricity. Then to be specific, we know that it stores electricity in form of a charge. Or for short, you can simply say that this is just a device or electronic component that is used to store what? Charge. So that's the way we can define a capacitor. Now, a good example, I've got these are the capacitors that you're trying to talk about. So we've got different types of capacitors. So it has got terminals there, and this is just the tower that you're talking about. You see a lot of these. You see them on electronic circuits. So there are a lot of them. Now, what's the function of this capacitor? What does it do when you see it in a circuit? So what you're going to talk about today, you understand the function of this type of a component. Now, from there, it is made up of two metal plates. So these are metal plates there. Then, between the two metal plates, we have what we call the dielectric. So these metals, these two metal plates there, they are the ones that store the charge. Then the dielectric, this is just a part which is called an insulator. So the two metal plates, they are separated by what we call the dielectric. Or we can say this is just an insulator. Now, we know that we have these two metal plates. Then what's the function of this dielectric which we have put there? So an insulator there, we know that it can be air, it can be plastic, it can be ceramic. So anything that we can use that is going to separate these two metal plates. Now we know that a capacitor again, it functions as a rechargeable battery. Mostly these are the ones that we use in power banks to store charge. You can charge it, then later on you use it to charge another gadget. Now, how does it get charged? How does it store charge? Since you're saying it's the one that stores charge. So the way it functions, these two metal plates there, they are the ones which keeps the charge that we are trying to talk about. A good example, if this capacitor is connected to a circuit which is DC with a DC current. So let me just draw a simple circuit down there. So if this is the simple circuit, and we know this is a capacitor there, then it is connected to. Okay, so just put a resistor there. So this is a resistor. Now, we know that current moves, we have two types of charges, the positive and the negative charge. So the current always moves from the positive going to the negative. Then on the negative terminal there, so if this is positive and this is negative, it means that current is going to move from the positive going to this part. So the positive charge is going to move from the positive there. Then the negative charge, it is going to move from the negative going to the these plates there. So we know that the positive charge, which is, we know we refer to them as protons, then the negative charge, we refer to them as electrons. So these, they will be going in this direction, then these will be going in this direction. So if you look at this is a metal plate, and also this is a metal plate there. So once the current is moving, or the positive charge is moving, going in this direction there is an insulator there. This is a DC supply there. So it means that it is not going to move from this metal plate going to the other metal plate. Hence it will begin to get accumulated on this metal plate there. So this metal plate is going to, if this is the positive charge going to this positive charge, it means this metal plate becomes what? A positive charge. Then again we have this one that is going in this direction there, to this metal plate there. It means that again the negative charges, they are not going to jump and go to this metal plate, because there it is insulated. We can use air, we can use plastic, ceramic, or other types of insulators. That's what it means there. So it means again the negative charges, they will accumulate on this metal plate there. So for this to be charged, it means that all these, whatever is stored there, is supposed to be shared equally with the capacitor which is there. Then that's when it is going to be charged. So you need to understand what's the function of the insulator there. It is not going to allow the direct currents to move from one metal plate to the other. So whatever charge is going to this metal plate, that will be the charge which is going to be on that particular metal plate. So I've given you an example there. If a positive charge is going to this metal plate, then this one becomes a positive plate. Then when the negative is going to this negative plate, meaning this metal plate becomes what? A negative plate. So this is the way this capacitor accumulates what? Charge. So what is important, they will show this in a circuit. Then they can ask you to identify the charges that are going to be on the metal plates. And what's the function of an insulator? It's just to prevent what? The charges from moving from one metal plate to another. That's the function there. It is an insulator, meaning that that charge cannot pass through this insulating material which is there. So I've given you an example. This is the concept that is used when you are making a power bank, or those small rechargeable batteries. We can use what? The same concept. So these are just two metal plates. Then in between, you put an insulator there, which is very much possible to be made by anyone. You just get two metal plates, or obviously we can use aluminium, we can use any other type of a metal that is more that can conduct what? Current or electricity. Then you are supposed to put what? An insulator in between. So if we are to open this, okay, it's just aluminium. Then in between the two plates, they put what? The dielectric or an insulator. That's the way these capacitors are formed. Then that's the way they can also be charging. So once the charge is going, if this is the positive going in, this metal plate becomes the positive. Then if this is the negative going in, this metal plate becomes the negative. Okay, so this is just an introduction to the capacitors. So in the next video, we are going to look at the way we can now recharge, discharge, and also calculations when it comes to capacitance. How do we find the charge that is stored in this particular capacitor? So I encourage you to understand the function of the dielectric and also the function of the metal plates. Or for short, you're saying that these metal plates, this is where the charges tends to accumulate. If the negative is going in, then this becomes negative. If the positive is going in, this becomes what? The positive. So this is where we're going to end for today. Thank you.